sports.
Welcome to the Shot Clock, where we're talking sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat, and we're 100% digital, 100% live, and 100% real. Let's count them down. Welcome to our digital sports show. It's the Shot Clock, our new time, because things have kind of been shifted around on air. Your girl, Mina, is doing middays now, 100.3 R&B, 9 to 2 p.m. So we had to switch things around for the Shot Clock. We will be coming to you Mondays at 2, okay? I want to bring my brother, podcaster and sportscaster, Sean Bell, to talk about sports. Hey, Sean.
What up, Mina? How you feeling?
Man, I can't complain. I feel how you look. Listen, I'm glowing, I'm shiny.
Okay.
Listen, I've been drinking water. I've been minding my business. I've been doing crunches. That's what I've been doing.
I'm trying to shine out here. Your schedule all over the place. I'm trying to get with you.
Look, let's hop into the playbook. This is what we talk about, our top Philly stories of the week. Big story. Eagles fans, they finally practiced in front of fans for the first time this year at the Link. The crowd showed Jalen Hurts lots of love. Let's watch that. Ooh. And the crowd goes wild. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, we can imitate it for you.
Right.
They showed Jalen a lot of love. They showed Devontae Smith a lot of love too. Like, he didn't even practice. He just walked out on the field and it was There you have it.
Excited.
There you have it. The fans were going nuts, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're ready for football though. Like, even fans who may not totally believe in Jalen are ready and rooting for Jalen because of the type of guy he is, the type of individual and leader he's already shown before even taking any snaps this season. So they're going to be excited. They're going to give him every chance, even though the Eagles haven't named him their starter yet, which is—
You are in my head, bro. You're in my head because I was going there. So what is that about? Because I was happy that the fans were showing him love. And, you know, people had even taken the Carson Wentz jersey and like crossed it off and, you know, made it into a Jalen Hurts, the jersey. But what's up with that? They haven't named him the starting quarterback. Are we still waiting on Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, there's still Deshaun Watson talk, so they probably want to wait on that a little bit. You know what I mean? To see if they can get a better guy in. It's basically, you know what I mean? Ladies, I'm sorry, fans, you're basically that person who's waiting on a relationship, but that person's waiting for somebody better. They're like, we'll take you if we don't get Idris Elba, if we don't get, you know what I mean, Denzel Washington, then we'll accept you. But until then, I'm going to hold off for a little bit. So they waiting on Deshaun. And listen, actions speak louder than words, right? Joe Flacco ain't going to take the starting spot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Nick Mullins isn't going to take the starting spot. So Jalen Hurts is the starter unless they can get Deshaun Watson.
I don't understand this. This man is embattled in legal, situations from being creepy at a massage parlor. Like, why are we waiting on this guy? I don't understand that. Like, this man has been there. He's displaying the leadership. You're seeing the fan base rally behind him and believe in him. Let's go with it. Let's go with this guy and stop waiting on the guy whose life is in shambles.
Listen, I'm with you on morals, right? Like, that's what I've always been about, and having a certain moral standard and sticking to that. But this is the NFL. This is sports. This is business. So even though we disagree with it, all that matters to them is the talent, right? And Deshaun Watson's talent far outweighs Jalen Hurts' talent. And if they can get him, they're probably really going to go ahead and do that regardless of what people say. Unfortunately, it's not about morals in this league. It's about who wins games. And Deshaun Watson is a far better option in this situation.
I just feel like I feel very shaky going into the season. Everything is like it's a twilight zone. Now you mentioned Devontae Smith and people giving him a standing ovation just for stepping on the field. He's actually not going to play in this first preseason game on Thursday, which is against the Steelers. And then there's this minor injury, which they're saying is just a precautionary measure, but it adds to the, all right, guys, this is a little like, a chaotic start in this season.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like if you have a strain in your knee, in your ACL or MCL, guess what? That may not go away in the entire season. It's gonna bother him a little bit depending on how bad that strain is. So we might not see 100% of what Devontae Smith can be this entire season, and that's a problem. It's what the Eagles have to deal with injuries after injuries and injuries, and even when that player isn't on your team, you still got to deal with injuries with Carson Wentz. So you're dealing with injuries on the team and off the team that you're trying to rely on.
It's a mess. Let's talk about some positivity. Are we ready for some positivity here?
I'm with it.
Listen, the Phils are on a roll. We got to clap it up after Sunday's victory over the Mets. They extended their winning streak to 8 games. Now, Zach Wheeler pitched a 2-hit complete game shutout, and it was amazing to see on the night that they retired Philly greats Roy Halladay's jersey. It was just kind of like the meeting of the pitchers. It was like this man's jersey's being retired, and Zach Wheeler pitched an amazing game. It's almost like Roy was speaking to Zach. They even have a statue that they unveiled. Let's watch that.
Carlos Ruiz for a very special unveiling. Gentlemen, will you please do us the honors on the count of 3? And ladies and gentlemen, you can help with this count. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, this statue will stand permanently alongside Dick Allen's number 15 as a tribute to 2 Phillies greats.
Whew, I got all the feels.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. He's up there where he should be. You know what I mean? And salute to Zach Wheeler for having the best pitching performance since Roy Halladay, right? Like he threw up a pitching performance that was reminiscent of Roy. You felt like Roy was actually in the building and pitching through Zach Wheeler. That's how good of a performance he had. So Roy would be very proud of the night, very proud of what his Philly faithful did for him that entire day in regards to the fans and in regards to the pitching performance. So it was just a perfect day on top of just being ahead in the division and sweeping the Mets.
Yeah. Are we going to a game? What are we doing, Sean? We out?
No, I'm not.
What you mean?
I'm not doing COVID. I'm not going to Eagles practice. I'm gonna have to look at live streams. I'm gonna have to ask reporters that I know that are actually gonna be there who feel brave enough to go. I will not be going to games yet. Sorry.
Oh, wow. Well, you have a baby, so you have like a different kind of responsibility. I'm outside. So.
Yeah. I'm good, man. I'm good. Again, for my job, I haven't been forced yet. The one time I was asked, like, yo, Sean, we're going to this. I said no. And they understood.
Right.
You know what I mean? At the time they understood. They're like, all right, we're not gonna force you to go. I was like, because you can't force me to go. Because I won't. Right. So you know what I mean? Like, so everybody has different comfort levels, but I'm not there yet.
All right. Well, the Phils play the Dodgers tomorrow at 7:05. Okay. Sixers started Summer League today. Here's the full schedule on that. Summer League is not as important, but I do feel like there's certain things that we need to see from some key players that we're hoping step up into this season. What do we want to see in Summer League, Sean?
Damian Lillard. I come on, man. Like, I know you trying to sell it, Mina. You are trying to sell it. But let's be honest here. No one cares, right? Like, yes, we've already seen what Tyrese Maxey and Isaiah Joe and some of those guys can already do. But some of these guys won't be here. You're going to be cheering for guys if they trade for Damian Lillard. Bye, Tyrese.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
That's just a fact. All right. You're not getting Damian Lillard.
Tyrese.
You're not getting Damian Lillard without coming off of Tyrese Maxey and a couple of these rookies. So everything you're watching from these guys, yeah, they may be Portland Trailblazers soon. Now, I still have doubts that they'll get Dame, but I can't fully invest because I don't know if these guys are going to be here. That's a big question mark.
Sean, come on, man. We're trying to be like, you know what? We want to see Maxey develop. We want to see Thibault get a jump shot. I can't lose Maxey. I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah, they right now aren't performing for us. They're performing for the Portland Trailblazers. We need them to play well so the Trailblazers say, yes, we'll pull the trigger if there's a trigger to be pulled.
Okay, so you're saying don't be invested is what you're saying. Don't watch today at 4.
No.
Don't watch today at 4.
No, I'm sorry. You're going to get too happy about what they do and then realize they're gone. And even if they're not going for Dame dollars, they may be going for Bradley Beal or some other individual. Or they may go to the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, Lord. Where your boy Ben wants to go.
Uh-huh.
Who's not returning phone calls to anyone in the Sixers organization.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Never talk to your ex. It's over.
That's so petty. Why are you okay with that? He's pulling a Carson Wentz right now.
Let me ask you a question,
The
Mina.
way Carson went out wasn't cool at all, and it tarnishes their legacy.
I'm okay with it because Ben said after the season, I want to be a Philadelphia Sixer, and I want to improve. They said, nah, we're trading you. You're gone. What communication is there to be had after that? If an ex tells me we're done, I'm not calling her mama. I'm not gonna return calls from her girlfriends. We are done. You said we're done, so there's nothing to talk about.
Sean, this isn't your ex. This is your job.
Huh?
And there's something called professionalism, and you cannot be petty in these situations.
Yes, you can. I can demand to get out. If my job says we're firing you on the 15th, I'm not talking to them for what?
We don't know we're firing him yet. If we don't get what we want, we're not letting go on. We're not pulling that trigger.
Oh, Mina, this is an NBA. He can say no. You're trading me. You said you didn't want me, so I'm not coming, and they'll have to trade him. The players have that type of power. Don't get me wrong. I think Ben Simmons should be traded, but I'm not mad at him for not talking to them after they said we're kicking you out. There's nothing to be talk about. There's nothing to talk about. We're done.
Well, he needs to stop blaming other people and take responsibility for what he did to get to this place.
When did he blame other people?
I'm just saying, when you're like, I'm done, I'm not going to answer no more. Like, don't be mad.
He didn't say a word.
Trade him.
Don't do that. He didn't say a word to anybody.
You don't have to.
He didn't blame anybody. He didn't blame anybody. Us not talking doesn't mean I'm blaming somebody.
No, it means there's a problem, and you didn't even put up a post after the season. We remember that.
we talking Instagram.
Yes.
See, fans have gotten too soft for me, man.
Yes.
When you care about phone calls and Instagram, that's soft.
No. You need to show up, sir.
Oh, we talking phone calls and Instagram.
I will watch the Sixers take on the Mavericks today at 4 and see what some of our young guys, our new draft picks, our new rookies, what they're doing this year. Okay, that is the playbook. Let's get to a word from one of our sponsors.
We've seen how far this game can go, so we take it and run.
Making moves like nobody.
For everybody.
We don't move within the lines.
We move beyond them. Hennessy, the spirit of the NBA.
It's the Shot Clock, our digital sports show. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat, Sean Bell, podcaster and sportscaster, joining me. Okay. So, Sean, there was so much talk this week about super teams. Who's a super team? Who's not a super team? If your team is old, is it considered super? The Lakers drafted a whole bunch of people. Let's take a look at some of the people that they drafted. And this to me, looks like a super team. However, there's been conversations about that not being the case because of their age, because of how long these players have been in the league. This is apparently people don't think that this new Lakers squad is equivalent to the next Nets squad, which is a super team. Are the Lakers a super team? And if they do win a title, is it respected because they literally got all these amazing players on one lineup?
It is a super team, but not because of Dwight Howard and Carmelo Anthony. They're old. Okay, that's the equivalent of Charles Barkley on the Houston Rockets. They can still play, they can still contribute, but they're not a star. What makes a super team is 2 superstars and an all-star. And that's what they have. LeBron, at his age, still a superstar. Anthony Davis is in his prime, a superstar. And Russell Westbrook is an all-star. So they are a super team, not because of Melo and Dwight Howard. As soon as they got Russ, that made them a super team. But I don't think they're better than Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. The Brooklyn Nets are 3 guys in their absolute prime. Right? Like, LeBron's still a little bit out of his prime. Russell Westbrook is still a little bit out of their prime. KD, prime. Okay? James Harden, prime. Kyrie, prime. So I think those guys still have a better chance at winning the chip. But this Laker roster is deep.
It really is. And look, here are the stats of these guys in their prime so we can get a sense of what they can and are capable of doing on any given night. But I agree with you there. This is a super team. I don't care how old they are. They try to downplay it. Don't act like LeBron isn't the most dominant player out there or one of the most dominant players, period. Even if he's not what he was a couple of years ago, but he's still out there, making the moves and making the plays. So this is a super team in my opinion, but I want to have this conversation about super team versus homegrown, right? Because Giannis made this comparison when he won the chip. He said, look, we built this. This isn't a super team. So if one of these teams do in fact win a title in the upcoming season, is it less respected? Does it count less than like the Milwaukee Bucks who literally built this team?
Nah, nobody remembers that. I mean, listen, the Lakers, go back to the 80s. It was super team after super team after super team. It was teams with 5 Hall of Famers on one team, which basically what the Lakers have right now. Like, super teams aren't anything new. So, yes, we may be mad about it now, but 10 years from now, we're not going to say, well, that championship doesn't count. It's still going to count. All right? The Boston Celtics with Ray Allen and those guys were a super team, and Paul Pierce. The Miami Heat with Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Ray Allen, 4 Hall of Famers. That's a super team. We still count those chips. So people may hate it, but they still count.
Right. I agree. I just think it's like when people talk about rappers writing their own lyrics. Like, do we appreciate that you write your own lyric? Yes. Do we appreciate that you grew this team and started from the bottom? Now you here? Yes. But there's still all these artists that don't write their music, and there's still these super teams, and they're gonna get hits just the same.
Yeah, I mean, you may respect one more.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, a chip is a chip, and nobody 20 years from now is going to say LeBron only has 2 instead of it's you still got how many you got, and you're still going to be ranked where you're ranked.
Right. Let's talk about something that is just terrible, and the internet was just having a field day with this. Little Dirk throwing the first pitch at the White Sox and Cubs game. Let's watch this. Terrible. And what's up with these rappers that can't throw a ball? Like, do you remember 50 Cent? Let's watch that and then compare this situation.
Into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Like, what?
First of all, rappers aren't athletes. Like, ding dong. Like, even the best rapper athlete ain't an athlete, right? Like, J. Cole's maybe the best rapper athlete basketball player. He ain't an NBA player, right? So, and it's a different type of pressure. I guarantee Dirk threw 50 pitches that were fine. But as soon as he got on that mound with that pressure and those cameras, even though he's used to cameras, it went a lot different. As you know, Mina, as soon as the cameras are on you, there's a lot of people who could speak like us. As soon as the cameras come on,
Right.
all of a sudden they don't know what to say and they stutter their words, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I think that happened to Lil Durk and probably 50.
I just think these street guys just literally were in the street and never touched the ball in their lives. Like, you never threw the baseball around. Like, you was in the street doing what you was doing, and now you're rapping about that, and now we're seeing the lack of athleticism that was present in your life when you were a kid. That's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, they need to start recording the warm-up tosses.
It still wouldn't justify it, man. That ball made a hard left.
Yeah, you're right.
The ball made a hard left. So the Tokyo Olympics have wrapped up, thank God, because every night my whole life was being consumed with the Olympics. Congratulations to the USA. Once again, we have the most medals. Let's take a look at all of these medals that we acquired, 113 in total. Let me tell you, China, for a while we was like neck and neck with China, but we got these medals and we got it done. And congratulations to everybody who went out there and did their thing. What's your overall outlook on the Tokyo Olympics this year, Sean?
Mina, you putting me in a spot to sound like a hater a lot this show.
You always sound like a hater, bro. This is just who you are. Embrace it.
Just
embrace it.
It was lackluster, man. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some great heartwarming stories. You know what I mean? Shout out to Allison Felix, the most decorated track and field athlete of all time, and doing it after having a baby, doing it at the age of 35. So salute to her. But there weren't enough electric stories. There were world records and all that, but you didn't see, like, normally you're like, okay, you got Kobe and LeBron doing it. Okay, then I got to switch over to Michael Phelps. Then I got to switch over to Usain Bolt. Then I got to switch over to Gabby Douglas. Like, there are electrifying names every night that you had to see. I didn't have to see anything this year. Like, Simone Biles was the only thing that I felt like I had to see. And once she had to deal with her issues and she had to get right, and salute to her for putting herself first. Right. Then I was like, I'll catch what I catch.
Right. I do feel like I agree with you in a sense. There were some great, amazing stories, but I do feel like there was a lot of fluff. I found myself watching the 3-on-3 or, surfboarding or, skateboarding and all this stuff. And I also think, Terrell brought up a good point last time was I think the time change really messed it up as well. I mean, I just found like at odd hours, they would be playing weird things. There wasn't like, I didn't feel like there was a sense of like, this is prime time, only when it was the women's gymnastics team and then obviously track and field. But everything else, I felt like it just, there wasn't like an attraction, like, headline, let's come to see it. Let's come to watch at 8:00 on the dot. And I don't know why that was this year. I don't know if maybe it was a time change or.
Yeah, but that's because back in the day with certain athletes, I'm willing to wake up at 2 a.m. or stay up at midnight, even if the time difference is crazy, to watch something live, because it was the names of Michael Phelps and Usain Bolt, and I want to watch the Redeem team. There was nobody that you said to yourself, I need to wake up at 2 in the morning, 2 in the morning or 12 a.m. It's like, I'll catch it on Twitter the next day. Like, nobody was electric enough to make you want to do that. Like, I watched the Australian Open for tennis, but I'll wake up 3 in the morning to watch Naomi Osaka against Serena. Not for nothing that happened over the Olympics, though.
Right. All right. Well, that wraps things up. Before we go, though, Sean, I was at the Jersey Shore with my mom, and I grew up playing basketball. And let's watch my mama at the Papa Shop because she is no joke. Ma, hey. Ma. Oh, Ma.
Buckets?
What?
A walking bucket.
What? I was like, what the hell? Like, I still beat her.
Why you had to throw that in there? See, that's a hater move right there. Why you can't let mom shine?
I still beat her, but I wanted to play that because Sean, you would have no idea how many comments I got talking about she shoot better than Ben Simmons. Hire her as Ben Simmons' shooting coach. I didn't even say anything about Ben Simmons. I got at least like 15 comments that said that. No joke.
See, why we had to throw Ben in there? Like, why can't we just let Mama Mina live? Like, why we had to throw Ben in there?
Out of left field. I'm like, that's what happens when you ignore people. People start being petty. That is the shot clock. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat. We have a couple of changes coming up in the next couple of shows. So when we're ready to disclose those changes, we will definitely let you know. Sean Bell, I appreciate you as always. Podcaster and sportscaster with the glowing skin came out. Look, the beard is lined up. The head is shining. What, like, look, life is good. Life is treating you good. Came in here looking like sexual chocolate.
I don't know about that, man. That's my black girl magic sunscreen. You know what I mean? Put it on and it does me right.
Sean Bell live on social media, right?
Yes, as always.
All right, we'll talk to you next week. Next Monday, it's the Shot Clock. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat. Have a great day. Thanks for watching the Shot Clock. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat, and you got something you want to talk about next week? You can always hit me up on social media at Mina SayWhat. And make sure you join us 12 o'clock next Monday on R&B Philly's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. We'll see you then.